Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
What do you want to talk about?
How about that cray-cray expedition on the Louisiana Purchase?
Wasn't that expedition with those two fine guys named Lewis and Clark?
Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves now. Let's jump back just a little.
Okay, I know Lewis was born in Virginia on August 1874.
And I know Clark was born on August 1st, 1770 in Virginia also.
Thomas Jefferson was also born in Virginia on April 13th, 1773.
Holy people born in Virginia.
I know, but I think we should skip ahead just a little bit.
Oh, like when Thomas Jefferson debated the Louisiana Purchase with France?
Yeah, thank God Thomas Jefferson got it together and bought the land. But didn't a man named Napoleon Bonaparte have plans for the Louisiana Purchase?
Yeah, weren't his plans to have thousands of French farmers settle there?
Yeah, he sure did. Napoleon also wanted the farmers to raise food for the slaves that worked at the sugar plantations in the Caribbean for France.
New Orleans was also a part of the Louisiana Purchase. Napoleon even closed the ports to goods in America so they would have no way to get their crops to market.
Well, that's just a little bit rude. Those poor farmers had nowhere to send their crops.
Luckily, Thomas Jefferson got a little bit concerned about the American farmers.
In 1803, he even sent one of his homies, James Monroe, to France to offer $7.5 million for New Orleans.
But sadly, Napoleon changed his plans by the time Monroe got to France.
But when Napoleon changed his plans, he didn't need Louisiana anymore, so Napoleon offered James Louisiana by the time James got to France.
Woo-wee! Monroe rushed to Thomas Jefferson and told him the great news. Thomas Jefferson said yes to the offer in a blink of an eye.
Thomas Jefferson then bought the Louisiana Purchase for $15 million on April 30th, 1803.
That is a lot of money. It's a good thing we bought it because it was a noble bargain that Napoleon gave to us.
And that Thomas Jefferson didn't even hesitate to buy it.
Got that right. It doubled our country's size in a blink of an eye. Lewis and Clark, why did they go on the expedition, you ask?
Well, good question. Thomas Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark and 45 other members on an expedition to explore the new land.
Oh, now I remember. Their expedition started in the Mississippi River, right?
Yeah. May 1804, actually. Right at first, they used boats to travel on the Mississippi River.
They also traveled by foot, wagons, oxes.
And horses, too.
Woo-wee! But didn't you also know there were some major motives to set off their expedition was to hopefully be friendly with the Indians so they might be willing to trade? And the second motive was that they wanted to find the Northwest Passage.
Wasn't the Northwest Passage a water route across North America that explorers, have been trying to find since Christopher Columbus was here?
Yeah. The third motive was to see what Thomas Jefferson had bought exactly.
On the first day of the expedition, Lewis and Clark and the 45-member team started in St. Louis on the Mississippi with 3 boats upstream.
After months of traveling, they set up camp in winter by the Median Village, what is present-day North Dakota.
At the camp, they met a French fur trapper. The French fur trapper brought along with him a 16-year-old Shoshone Indian named Sacagawea.
Or, as we like to call her, Swagagawea.
That's a knee slap for Lexi.
Anyways, Lewis and Clark were hoping Sacagawea would translate for them when they got to the Shoshone territory. At the camp in North Dakota, one of the 45 members named Jedediah Smith got attacked by a grizzly bear.
After he got attacked by a grizzly bear, he got his ear restitched. A while after Jedediah got attached, the team took down camp and kept heading west.
When they took to their next destination, it was winter.
The Rocky Mountains were cold and miserable. People started dying because it was so cold.
And that's when the cannibalism started.
When the cannibalism started, that's when everyone started dying in the Rocky Mountains. After that happened, everyone headed back home because they found that the Northwest Passage didn't exist. So, Lexi, how does this relate to the Manifest Destiny?
Manifest Destiny is the belief of moving westward to find other land, that it was meant for us to do that, and like we had to do that.
Correct. So when Lewis and Clark headed west, they were looking for new land and new opportunities for folks. But they found all that, but they did not find the Northwest Passage, which is a real bummer.
Yep. So they were thinking that the Northwest Passage would move everything really quickly to and from the land, across west and to the east. Then, shortly after that, so many people came from Manifest Destiny to California, it eventually became a state.
Yes, it did. So, how exactly does this relate to the Manifest Destiny?
Well, like I said before, it's the belief of moving westward, and which we did.
But
We
how
moved
does it
west.
relate to all the other things that happened in this time era? Like, how does it relate to everything that happened?
Everybody started moving west and packing up their things and started to explore the land for more opportunities to come and go.
Correct. Goodbye.